The claim that Christmas is rooted in pagan traditions has become widespread, but how accurate is this belief? Skeptics often point to the date, December 25th, arguing that it was chosen because of pre-existing pagan festivals. However, historical evidence suggests that this assumption is largely a modern misconception. Let's break it down step by step. One of the most common arguments is that December 25th was chosen because it was already associated with the Roman festival of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. But historical records tell a different story. The earliest reference to Sol Invictus being celebrated on December 25th comes from the calendar of Philocalus, dated 354 AD, centuries after Jesus' life and the establishment of Christian worship. The calendar does mention December 25th as the birthday of the sun, but it does not mention any widespread festival or significant public celebrations on that date. Earlier Roman records show that Aurelian, the emperor often associated with promoting Sol Invictus and assassinated in 275 AD, celebrated sun worship primarily with chariot races in October every 4 years. Inscriptions from the Julio festival indicate sun worship dates on August 8th, 9th, 28th, and possibly December 11th, but not December 25th. Interesting fact. In contrast, Christians were already marking December 25th as significant before Sol Invictus appeared on the Roman calendar. Another common claim is that December 25th aligns with the winter solstice, a significant event in many ancient cultures. But was it really a widely celebrated festival in ancient Rome? The Julian calendar marked the winter solstice around December 25th, but there was no universal agreement on this date. Some said it fell on December 23rd, others on December 26th. There is no historical record of the Romans having a major public festival specifically for the winter solstice. It was acknowledged, yes, but mostly as an astronomical event, not a cultural celebration. Interesting fact. While modern pagans and secular enthusiasts celebrate the winter solstice as a symbolic event today, ancient Romans didn't consider it a major holiday. Conclusion. The winter solstice was not a grand celebration in ancient Rome, and it's unlikely that early Christians chose December 25th because of it being an important holiday celebrated all over. The most significant Roman festival around December was Saturnalia, dedicated to the god Saturn. Skeptics often suggest this celebration was the basis for Christmas. According to Macrobius, Saturnalia, Book 1, Chapter 10, Saturnalia began on December 17th and concluded around December 23rd, well before December 25th. While Saturnalia was indeed a lively festival with feasting, gift-giving, and revelry, it ended days before the date traditionally associated with Christ's birth. Interesting fact. Saturnalia had more in common with modern New Year's celebrations than with Christmas traditions. Conclusion, there's no overlap between the dates of Saturnalia and Christmas. The suggestion that Christmas absorbed Saturnalian traditions is speculative at best. Giving gifts, feasting, and being jolly is not a unique pagan thing. The truth is, we don't know the exact date of Jesus' birth. In ancient Judea, people did not track birthdays with the same precision we do today. Dates of birth were not commonly recorded, especially for peasants like Mary and Joseph. Early Christians believed that a prophet would die on the same day he was conceived, a belief rooted in Jewish tradition. They calculated that Jesus died on March 25th, and counting 9 months from that date leads directly to December 25th. Interesting fact. The connection between March 25th and December 25th was based on a theological tradition, not an attempt to replace a pagan festival. Conclusion. December 25th was chosen because of a theological belief held by early Christians, not because of any pagan influence. The date of December 25th has been celebrated for over 1,800 years in the Christian Church. While the exact date of Jesus' birth is uncertain, December 25th became a fixed point in Christian tradition, with celebrations already documented as early as the 4th century AD. Over time, cultural traditions have been added to the celebration, including regional customs, decorations, and even commercial influences. Interesting fact. The first recorded celebration of Christmas on December 25th was in Rome in 336 AD, long before any evidence of pagan influence on the date. This is found in the chronograph of 354, also known as the Calendar of Philocalus. This document, compiled in 354 AD, includes a reference for the year 336 AD stating 8 Cal Ian, Natus Christus in Bethlehem Iudae. This translates to December 25th, Christ born in Bethlehem, Judea. This entry indicates that December 25th was recognized as the date of Christ's birth in Rome by 336 AD. The chronograph of 354 is a significant source for understanding early Christian liturgical practices and the establishment of December 25th as the celebration of Jesus' birth. Thomas Talley, in his book The Origins of the Liturgical Year, argues that Emperor Aurelian instituted the Dies Natalis Solis Invicti partly to give a pagan significance to a date he argues was already important for Christians. Conclusion, Gap 3S. Christmas on December 25th is not rooted in pagan festivals but in early Christian theological reflection and tradition. According to Philip E. Nothaft, a professor at Trinity College Dublin and University of Oxford, though the history of religion's hypothesis is nowadays used as the default explanation for the choice of the 25th of December as Christ's birthday, few advocates of this theory seem to be aware of how paltry the available evidence actually is. The claim that Christmas is a pagan holiday does not hold up under historical scrutiny. There is no solid evidence tying December 25th to Sol Invictus, the winter solstice, or Saturnalia simply for the purpose of accommodating the pagans. Trying to make them accept and celebrate Jesus as Lord and Savior is good motivation. But this was not the reason to invent a date out of thin air without any other good reasons for it. If anything, pagans copied Christians as they started having festivities on that date after Christians did. The choice of December 25th stems from Christian theological reasoning about Jesus' conception and death. Christmas has evolved over centuries, blending various cultural traditions, but its roots are firmly in Christian reflection and worship. So, while modern Christmas celebrations may include elements borrowed from different cultures, the core of the holiday remains centered on the birth of Jesus Christ, not on pagan rituals. Christmas isn't about dates or festivals. It's about celebrating the profound truth that God became flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14.